ఏమంటారు మా ప్రతాప్? Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's session of Power. Let me just share my screen. Okay, so yeah, Anita had stopped till here. Okay, so did she finish how to eliminate bad feelings topic, or should we start from here, friends? I'm still determined to be cheerful and happy. Okay, we'll start from here. Okay, so let me just start. Okay. What is this? Okay. Just oops. Okay. So I'm still determined to be cheerful and happy in whatever situation I may be, for I have also learned from experience that the greater part of our happiness or misery depends on our dispositions and not upon our circumstances. So we have, so the First Lady, wife of George Washington, she has mentioned this. So she says that in whatever situation we may be, we have the opportunity to be either happy or sad, depending on how our what do you say, our way of handling life is. It's not upon our circumstances. For example, you may have seen people behaving differently in different things. For example, if people are in a very challenging situation, let's say if there is a uh, earthquake or floods or tsunami and those kinds of situations, because it's common for everybody, right? Everybody is witnessing that. So in that situation, there are people who have found the strength within themselves, and they are trying to help other people. Now there are people who are in panic mode, and they are trying to shout and say, oh, I'm going to die, I'm going to die, and those kinds of things. So there are people who will react differently to the same kind of circumstances. So there she says that it depends on our dispositions. It depends on how our upbringing is and all of those things. How to eliminate bad feelings? Here, bad feelings means something that you don't like, something that you don't love, right? We all have bad feelings. For example, in terms of health, when you think about health, we have bad feelings. Oh, am I healing? Am I not healing? Because every time you have a healing crisis, you'll think that, what if this continues? Then other kind of bad feelings that we typically face are, let's say with children, if they are constantly with gadgets and all of those things, we think, oh, we get a bad feeling that what if they don't pass? What if they don't clear in their school, because the trend is they're constantly seeing their gadgets? What if their future is not successful? So these are the kind of bad feelings that we get. Or let's say it's your husband or your wife, somebody returns late from work, or they've gone out and it's raining very heavily, and the lights have also gone, and you might get all kinds of bad feelings about them getting stuck in some traffic, or them getting stuck in some isolated road, and all of these kinds of things are basically coming by experience with let's say it's a belief system that either because of movies, or yeah, I think majorly movies or things that we keep hearing in the news about isolated roads and what all can happen. So all these are called bad feelings. So how can you eliminate bad feelings? She says you can change anything in your life by changing how you feel. When you change how you feel about any subjects, the subject must change. So see, a person may be going through a lot of challenges in their life, but so what is the idea? If you ask them, what do you want as of now? The only thing that they're going to tell is, I want to get out of this particular challenge as of now. But by being in that desperate state, by being in that bad feeling kind of state, itself you have the challenge, right? It's a cumulative effect of these bad feelings that eventually got you into this current position, and by habit you're still feeling bad because that comes naturally to you. You've been practicing feeling bad for a very long time, so feeling bad once again comes very naturally to you. So if we have to change that, because the process says that, or the law says, if you want to change your situation, you need to already feel good about it as if it has already happened in your life, right? We discussed plenty of times that when you know that you will be happy if your health is rectified, or your finances are rectified, or your challenging situations are rectified, then the very fact that you desiring for such a thing will already be given to you. It doesn't mean that it is not given. It doesn't mean that you should actually see that in working for that, for you to believe. You should believe first before you actually see it. Okay, so that is the law. So because that is a law, you will have to follow the law, right? So following the law means even if there is a challenging situation in your life, whatever may be the situations in your life, you need to first start feeling good about everything. So what you don't like makes you feel bad. What you like makes you feel good. So thinking about what will make you feel in love, feel liking towards, you'll have to bring it into your life. Because you did not bring that into your life, you felt like that. So it's like in a dark room, you want light obviously in that room. You can't keep, what do you say, in the dark room, you can't keep saying, oh, I need light, I need light, I need light, I need light. And let's say you don't even take that step to go switch on the light. What will happen? It will still be dark, right? So you need to walk towards the light and switch on the light, because that is the process. That is how the bulb will get switched on into the room. So in your life also, you need to make a way, rather find a way to bring light into your life and feel happy about it. Either a thought of some good thing, or those mood uplifters we were talking about. So you need to do that. So by changing the way you feel, don't try to get rid of bad feelings. See, distractions typically don't work, okay? So here, when we say bring light back into your life, let me finish on this chapter, okay? Because all the bad feelings are simply lack of love. Instead, you put love in. Don't try to get rid of anger, sadness are gone when you put love in. There is nothing to dig out of you. When you put love back in, all feelings are gone. See, it is like this: lack of love and love. Lack of love will show outside of you in all of those ways. Okay, but if you put love back in, or feelings back in, then it will automatically show, right? For example, if you put that light in that room, let's say if you put a 20 candle bulb in that room, you can see 20% of light in that room. So if you put, let's say, a 100 candle bulb in that room, you'll see 100% of light in that room. So similarly, you can't get rid of anger. So for example, in our body also, let's say there are a lot of germs. Okay, we can't get rid of germs from the body because the body is made up of a lot of germs. It is meant to be there. But what you need to do is to basically bring light into the body, which is bring a lot of positivity into the body. When the nature of those germs is to behave like behave differently in the absence of light. In the presence of light, they behave differently, but they are still there. So you can't remove darkness from your life. You only have to bring light into your life. Okay, I hope that is clear. There is only one force in life, and that force is love. You are either feeling good because you are full of love, or you are feeling bad because you are empty of love. But all feelings are degree of love. So if you are feeling bad about something, and let's say somebody scolded you or something bad happened in your life, you can't to some extent, you can say that there are mood uplifters. You can go and let's say see some comedy show or something like that. But you cannot take it off from your thing that, oh, now I'm feeling better. Now that anger has gone. Okay, you are not actually, it is just that you suppress that anger. So instead of that, what we are trying to say is, when you are angry, let's say about somebody, let's say about your boss scolding you or something, let's say you are angry about it because there was nothing wrong with him scolding you. Rather, he was scolding you very in an unjustified manner. So, which is what you think, right? When scoldings came to you, you were angry about him. At that time, you need to, what does magic book say? You need to be able to bring positivity about that situation in your head, which is convert that emotion from a negative emotion to a positive emotion. Then what will happen? That anger will be transmuted into love, will be transmuted into gratitude. But if you go and watch a comedy show, it will basically suppress it and it is gone. So many times, like when you have pain in the body, you can't push away pain by doing XYZ. I don't like, who likes pain? Nobody likes pain, right? But what is the process? You have to go switch on the light, right? So what is the process of pain? You have to sit through that pain, because the pain is basically like a passing cloud. It is going through your body. It is passing through your body. Some are denser clouds, some are painful clouds, some are spicy clouds, some are, let's say, red clouds, some are blue clouds. We don't know what kind of clouds these are. So whatever clouds you have attracted into your life, those clouds are going to come and then they will pass through you and go. You need to wait it out. If you don't wait it out, if you try to push it off, throw it off, basically this is called resist, right? What do you resist will persist, which means the cloud has not gone. The cloud is waiting for you for the next opportunity to get out of your body. So next time when it again surfaces, when it is actually trying to again move out of your body, it is going to show as pain. When it again shows up as pain, again you try to stop and say, please don't go away from my body, stay inside my body. But inside your intention was, I don't like you, get out of my body. But all your actions, in fact, meant that stay in my body, stay in my body. But your intention was more about get out of my body. Which means you did all total ulta stuff, right? So at that time, you need, if you want the pain to get out of the body, you need to wait for the pain to get out of the body. It may take 1 day, 2 day, 5 day, 10 day, whatever it may be. It is going to pass, but you need to wait till it go, because that is the nature of the cloud that you have attracted. Why do we have to attract those clouds? Why do I have to attract those clouds? Nobody has answers to why in the spiritual world. Okay, in our own world also, we don't have answers to why. We can only ask a question, but we may never get the answers. And
Smita, please explain this again about the clouds part.
See, what I was trying to tell is, every problem in our body, think of it like moving clouds. Especially pain, for example, pain and many of the bodily issues that we have, right? Or even for that matter, financial issues, anything that comes in as a experience. That experience is nothing like a passing cloud. They don't want to be in your body forever unless you are waiting to keep it inside your body forever. See, there are also, because you are in the same kind of, let's say, pattern of thinking or whatever, many more clouds are waiting in queue, or they have already crunched up one behind the other, which is why you have so much of pain accumulated inside the body, isn't it? Or for years together, because we did not know how to handle many of these emotions. So the process of allowing a moving cloud to pass is to allow it to pass. Some clouds are very big. They will take few days to go. Some clouds are very small. They will take maybe 1 day to go. Some clouds are going to take within, let's say, 10 minutes. For example, let's say cold. Sometimes cold can take 3 days to go. Sometimes cold can take, let's say, 1 month to go. Sometimes it can take 15 days to go. If I say, oh, because I ate that, that's why cold is taking 1 month. If I because I did this, that's why taking 15 days. We don't know it is because there are so many factors that are involved in why you attracted that cloud into your body. So instead of basically wasting energy in thinking why, it is only a speculation. It is only a guesswork about why this happened in me. Instead of that, focus on being in the present, and the process says, be happy. Be happy. Even in painful situations, be happy. Why we can't be happy? Because that is not our soul nature. Living in pain is not our soul nature. So which is why we think we can't be happy. But we need to learn the process. We need to focus on the process, because you are here to understand how to understand pain, how to understand anger, how to feel anger, how to feel this, how to feel that. So unless you are trying to do a PhD in that, you obviously will not get better at that, right? So when the pain is coming through your body, just say it's okay, it's allowed to stay for in this, it's allowed to be. I'm allowed to have this pain. I'm allowed to, let's say, have a stomach pain. I'm allowed to have. Yeah, you may not be able to eat. You may not be able to do this, that, whatever, because it pains more or whatever. So whatever you think is right at that time, do it. But don't connect it with that cloud. The cloud will go when it has to go. You be in willingness that this cloud is okay to be inside my body. That is what I'm talking about, right? That allowing, that state of acceptance, the emotion of acceptance is very important. When you try to say, oh, I'm going to drink this juice and it will go away, I'm going to do that and it will go away, then what are you trying to do? It will not go away. It will go away from your feeling, that's all. You'll just make it disappear for some temporary period. But when it will come out again you're trying to do the same thing, right? So I'm just trying to say, don't connect your actions with the cloud. Let the cloud go when it has to go. It is anyway planning to go out. So don't try to do some stuff to make it go, make it stay, and those kinds of things. You keep doing your stuff. Sometimes when the cloud is there, you can't eat. Sometimes when the cloud is not there, you can eat. So that is separate. You just keep doing that separately. But in your mind, you need to be okay that I'm not doing this XYZ to make pain go away. You understood, right? It is an state of acceptance should be there. If you don't have the state of acceptance, why don't we have state of acceptance? Because we are feeling uncomfortable. So it's okay to be uncomfortable when the cloud is going. Because you are uncomfortable, only more and more clouds are coming. And because you are not learning. So if you are saying, okay, yeah, I need to learn acceptance, I need to learn how it is to sit through this and then just allow it to pass. Then it will eventually you'll become good at it, and then there won't be any more clouds for you to see, because you have suppressed so many clouds. Now you're feeling more and more are coming out. But once you are in that state of acceptance, they will go away very fast, because you're stopping all the time. They have become big. Okay, there is only one force in life, and that force is love. You are either feeling good because you're full of love, or you're feeling bad because you're empty of love. But all the feelings are degree of love. So some are less love, like anger is less love, love is more love, gratitude is more love, like that. So it is all called love. It is in that language, emotional language, everything is less love or more love, that kind of range. Okay, think of love as if it's a glass in water in a glass, and the glass is your body. When a glass has only little water in it, it is empty of water. It can't change the water level in the glass. You can't change the water level in the glass by waging a war on emptiness and trying to rip out the emptiness. The emptiness goes by filling the glass with water. When you have bad feelings, you are empty of love. So you obviously have to put love back into the water, so back into the glass. So if you have bad feelings, you should only understand that I have less of good feelings. So the only way to bring good feelings back is to add good feelings into the glass. Okay, you cannot be more angry, more fearful, more panicky, more anxious, and try to remove the old anxiousness, old fear, and all of those things. You need to bring more of that to fill your glass. Don't resist bad feelings. Everything has a perfect place in life, including bad feelings. Without bad feelings, you will never know what it is to feel good, isn't it? I mean, this is very, very important. I mean, even Abraham Hicks refers to this as contrasts. So if you did not know what is night, you wouldn't be able to appreciate your daylight. And if you wouldn't be able to appreciate the night if you had only light in the morning, and even to sleep if you had always this light, bright light, then you even if you close the curtains, the bright light will be coming. So you can't appreciate good things in your life unless you have already experienced the bad things. And you can't be in the learning mode when the challenges come unless you are also able to understand what is feeling good. And you will always be trying to appreciate that. Oh yeah, these accidents came in my life. It came as a blessing because today I'm in a very good state. So you can't, you have to have both in your life. So there is a place for bad feelings also. Bad feelings means like lower forms of emotion. And you need to experience it to be able to understand the opposite end of it. If you went only halfway through a bad feeling, then you'll only understand halfway through goodness. If you want the best experience, you need to have the bad, worst experience, even in the bad. I mean, we all have done it, right? We all have. For me, I've seen death at a very close level, which is why for me, every single day feels like a blessing. So, or every single learning feels like a blessing. Every single small issues also, like health issues or something like that, feels like, oh yeah, it is anyway not bigger than that. No, it's okay. It will go, it will come, it will go. That kind of feeling I always have, even if I'm uncomfortable, because it is not that serious. So you will have to be able to understand that everything that is happening in your life is happening for a reason, and you can't make it go away because by feeling bad about it. By feeling bad means by trying to avoid feeling bad. By feeling bad, avoid feeling bad. Okay, you would just feel the one blah feeling all the time, because you would have nothing to compare your feelings to. You wouldn't know what it feels like to feel really happy, excited, or joyful. It's through feeling sadness that you know how good it feels to be happy, right? If you have healed from any issue, or if you come over some financial crisis or something like that, you know how valuable it is that you have what you have right now, because you've already passed through that phase. So there is always a up and there is always a down. After a day, you will always have darkness. After darkness, light will come. Like that, even in life, there is always a up and there is always a down. And after down, up will come at some point. Sometimes up will take some time, down will take sometimes. It all depends on how much of resistance you have. If you are having no resistance at all, you're just allowing everything to be, then that period will be very short. It will just give you that experience and it will disappear. But if you are resisting, if you're trying to push, if you're trying to avoid and all that, each of those ups or each of those downs will typically take a long time. And then many times I've seen that when people are very happy at some point in time, joyful, there also they have fear. You, I'm so joyful, everything is so nicely happening in my life. What if this is short-lived? What if this is like too good to be true? There also they bring up all these doubts, and that also is short-lived usually, because there is fear that I'm not worthy of this goodness, and I don't deserve this goodness. So you can never remove bad feelings from life because they are a part of life, and without them, you wouldn't have good feelings. So it's a part and parcel of life. You need to just say that, okay, let it come. It will go. It will take its time and it will go. You can't control life and make all of these things happen. You just have to allow it. You can have a desire, but you need to allow by being in a state of goodness. Rather, what do you say? The state of acceptance most of it, all the time. If you feel bad about having bad feelings, you are adding more power to your bad feelings because you want bad feelings. It's like you telling the universe, yes, yes, I want to continue bad feelings. Not only will your bad feelings get worse, but you'll also increase the negativity you're giving out. Now you understand that bad feelings don't bring the life you want, which makes you more mindful not to let bad feelings take over you. You are in charge of your feelings, and so if you have a bad feeling sweeping over you, one way to discharge its energy is to lighten up. So what I have understood is when we have a very bad feeling, if I'm trying to push myself to bring more positive feelings and try to push off that bad feeling, typically it's going to be slightly challenging, and we are spending a lot of energy doing that. And what has worked for me is when I'm in having a bad feeling, if I go into acceptance mode, which is basically zero resistance, I'm just saying, yeah, this is allowed. This bad feeling is allowed. Let it be as long as it wants to be, kind of thing. And I'm just doing my work. It's not like I'm smiling, I'm not laughing, I'm not doing anything, but I'm just being, I'm just staying with that bad feeling. I'm not reacting. I'm not trying to immediately do gratitude or something. There's a place for all of those things. But then off late, I have found it very easy to stay with that feeling for some time. And over time, I don't know when it will go off by itself. And after some time, I would have thought, hey, oh, that bad feeling was there, right? And then I just was in a state of allowance. When did it go? And many times, in the past, let's say I was cooking something and I was still heating grains or something like that. And if I had it, I was cooking and then I had to taste it, and it was very nice. And then I would eat one more spoon because of temptation. But then off late, what I'm doing is I'm treating the temptation also as an energy, let's say, as a lower form of energy. So what I'm doing is I'm staying with the temptation. I'm staying with that. Okay, wow, yeah. Because I'm putting my focus. In the past, the focus used to be to address the temptation, to basically make the temptation go away by giving, for example, if they say, oh, child is crying, shove some food in its mouth, give milk to it, give milk to the baby, make it shut up, that kind of feeling. So which is what we are trying to do. But now everybody understands that when a child is crying, you have to give your calm self to the child instead of getting lost in her chaos. If the child is chaotic and she's confused and lost and those kinds of things, she'll cry. When she's crying, typically in the past, we also would become panicky and shut them up, try to shut them up. But now, most of the people understand, I don't know, at least most of the people I think I know understand that you don't have to shut the baby up. You just have to hold her in your arms or whatever it is. Just be there for her. Don't try to console her. Don't try to calm her with food. Don't try to do anything, but just be there with her. When you're just being there with her, that feeling, whatever feeling that she has, she's staying with the feeling. She's going to let that cloud pass. And we need to be there. Sometimes the cloud is going to pass in 30 minutes. Sometimes the cloud may take 2 hours, right? So let it pass. So over time, such children will learn to handle themselves better. But if you go and shut them up and all of those things, such children will always be needy and try to keep coming back to parents because they won't know what to do. Because you have always been in charge of what they have to do in their life. You need to allow them to be handling their own feelings and emotions by themselves. You just be there with them. Similarly, if you're having a bad feeling, stay with the bad feeling and tell, yes, yes, this cloud is allowed because it's going to teach me some lessons. It takes a lot of courage to be with the bad feeling, right? So be with the bad feeling. It is going to pass. You keep doing your duty, whatever it is that you're doing, you do. So off late, I have found that acceptance is far more easy compared to trying to make it positive. Positive is also one such thing only, because we are trying to always run towards the other end of the spectrum. We think that this end of the spectrum is bad, but here also there is learning. And if we don't do our homework here in the bad area, we will never be able to appreciate the good area also. We are trying to run that side, but we are not learning there also. So it is, so they are saying it is a good thing. Bad feeling is also a good thing. Don't try to make it go away. Stay with the bad feeling for some time. It will pass. When it has to pass, it will pass. Maybe 1 hour, 2 hours, whatever it is, it will pass. So yeah, now you understand that bad feelings don't bring the life you want, which will make you more mindful not to let bad feelings take over you. You are in charge of your feelings. And so if you have a bad feeling sweeping over you, one way to discharge is to energy is to lighten up. So just stay with that bad feeling and then things will pass. There is a world within, a world of thoughts and feeling and power, of light and beauty. Although invisible, its forces are mighty. Charles Hannell. See, sometimes many of these books, right, it depends on the author, what she's thinking, and many of these kinds of things. So if the author is in a state of saying that try to always be like this, always be like that, then you have to see what actually works for you. And then if that is what works for you, it works for you. But for me, I'm going to be sharing what worked for me. So that is also another point that you can think, if it works for you, it works for you. Because I've tried to do many things to avoid being negative and all of those things, but it has not worked for me, because it takes up a lot of energy to go into the opposite direction when we are in this side of the spectrum. So instead, when I say, okay, chalo, it's okay, who says it's not supposed to be there or whatever, I'll let me become comfortable with this also. So I want to just get into the comfort zone in any place. So it's not like so it's like saying, I'll not be comfortable in living in a slum. I'll be very comfortable living only in a 5-star place. So we try to find a 5-star place and we are trying to run towards it. So I'm saying, instead, it is only that night or whatever it is, it's okay. Just be open enough to sleep in a slum area also, and you'll be okay. And it will anyway pass. Morning is going to happen, and you can go and then search for your 5-star hotel again. Life is supposed to be fun. When you're having fun, you will feel great and receive great things. When you take life too seriously, you receive serious things. Having fun brings the life you want, and taking things too seriously brings a life you take too seriously. You have the power over your life, and you can use it to design your life in whatever way you want, but for your own sake, lighten up. See, I have found that my daughter is able to lighten up her life when she's generally joyful, happy, bubbly, that kind of thing. Like, which means higher state of frequency is what I call her. But then I'm relatively serious. Why am I serious? Possibly because of whatever series of changes that have happened in my life that has made me a more serious person. And my parents are also not, my mother is relatively funny when it comes to people, when she's talking to other people and all that. But then in our house, we are pretty much serious only. Good only when everything is nice and comfortable, but then we are not like always jumping, happy, running, those kinds of things, bubbly. No, it is not. We are not cracking a joke, those kinds of things. It has never been like that. So it is the nature, but at least we cannot suddenly try to change our nature. But then what is it that works for you to become happy about, even in a bad feeling? How to be saying, okay, yeah, bad feeling, you stay there, you're angry as of now, So, okay, I'll be angry. In that anger itself, I'm going to lighten up my life by just doing a painting because I like painting. So, or let's say you're continuing to cook, whatever it is that you're doing, you are angry, but then you are not showing that anger to the food and this and that and all that. It takes a lot of courage to not connect that anger, or rather treat the anger like a witness mode and not react to it and those kinds of things. To lighten up about bad feelings, I have imagined bad feelings as wild horses. There is an angry horse, a resentful horse, a blaming horse, a sulky horse, a cranky horse, a grumpy horse, and an irritable horse. You name it. There is a stable full of bad feeling horses. If I feel some disappointment over something that has happened, then I say to myself, why did you climb on the disappointment horse? Get off it now, because it is heading for more disappointment and you don't want to go where it is going. And so I imagine bad feelings as wild horses I climb on, and if I climbed on them, then I can get them off too. I don't see bad feelings as something that is the real me or anyone else, because that is not the truth. Bad feelings are just those clouds who are just coming to give you that experience, okay? So bad feelings are not who you are, they are not who anyone is. It's not if you are angry with your husband or something, it's bad feeling is not because of your husband. Bad feeling is something you allowed yourself to feel, and you can choose to get off that horse as fast as you can as you jumped on it. So she's saying that you don't have to connect yourself with that feeling. You just have to allow that feeling to pass by doing something what you want to do, and it will pass. So typically what we do, no, we tend to we if we are angry, this is what we have to do: breathe like this, breathe like that. Or if you are if you are feeling bad about something, then this is what you have to do. So then it is more about, I have to do XYZ to make that go away. It is never going to work like that. Okay, in the past, that was definitely what we have learned from parents, from grandparents, and all that. But or from teachers for that matter, or from books. But majorly, the new age books are going to be talking about staying with those feelings. The old age books will not talk about it. These are all new school concepts where you will be taught to stay with the feeling, don't react to the feeling, those kinds of, all these are new age concepts. So, okay. So if you think of bad feelings as a wild horse that you climbed on, it's a way for you to take the power out of bad feelings. If someone close to you is cranky, that bad feeling will have far less power to affect you if you imagine them as having climbed on a cranky horse. You will not take their crankiness so personally. But if you do take it personally and you become cranky from their crankiness, then you just jumped out on the cranky horse with them. Like I gave you the example of a child, right? So the child is cranky. Instead of you instead of you taking your joyful self to her and just holding on to her, instead of that, you became panicky and then you became cranky like her, with her. I mean, I have been there, okay? When I did not know any better, when I was a new mother and all that, I've been literally cranky a lot. When my daughter was cranky, when I was cranky. Because I want her to shut up. I did not want her to be cranky at all. I wanted her to be always in a perfect state. I did not know any better. So, but yeah, now I know. But yeah, of course, things have been much better. There is no crankiness and all that because I understand how things are working. So you cannot do that. You cannot climb with them on whatever they are doing. If somebody is angry, you cannot shout on top of their voice and say, oh, I know why you're angry because you did this. It doesn't work like that. But sometimes in the flow of things we do off, but yeah, it takes a lot of practice to get over our old habits. But at least knowledge is coming, right? Knowledge is coming. Sometimes you may be able to do it, sometimes you may not be able to do it, but try it out. I was able to connect with the baby example so much. I'm trying to apply to adults. Sometimes I win, sometimes I am able to do it, sometimes I'm not, because ego comes in the way, So yeah, it takes a lot of practice. Respond intelligently even to unintelligent treatment. So even if somebody is snubbing you, disrespecting you and all that, don't respond from ego. Always respond with some amount of depth in it, intelligence in it, or what do you say, that buddhi. So have some weightage in your talk. So with anything in life that I don't want, I use my imagination to have fun and take the power out of what I don't want. Sometimes watching myself or other people ride white horses in various situations in my life makes me laugh. And when you can laugh yourself out of a bad feeling, that is really something. You just have changed your life. Sometimes when I'm in a conversation where, which is not really as per my belief systems or whatever it is, I don't really judge it or participate in it or do anything about it unless I'm asked a question. Unless they say, what do you think about it or whatever. I don't try to participate in it, because if I'm thinking that everybody is sitting on a wild horse and jumping and talking, arguing with each other, then I don't have to jump with them, right? So you just have to be yourself sometimes, unless you have been asked to participate, and then there you can respond intelligently and choose the right way to express yourself. So if you are feeling bad, don't give that bad feeling more power by beating up on yourself that you feel bad. If you do that, you are just whipping the wild horse into a bigger negative frenzy. The idea is to not to hate bad feelings, but to deliberately choose good feelings and choose them more often. See, in when you are having a bad feeling, if you have to jump on a horse and then ride that horse, then you will basically throw the vessels, or let's say shout at your children and shout back at the person who gave you the bad feeling. All that you will do, okay, that is basically jumping on the horse. But if you don't jump on the horse and you are in a good feeling, then what you're saying is, it's okay, fine, it's allowed in my life. Yeah, it's okay, fine, whatever, I'm angry, it's okay to be angry. And then you just do whatever work you want. And when, let's say, the same person tells you what's the time as of now, or what are you cooking, or what do we have for lunch, at that time also you need to be mindful enough to not apply that anger back and react. You can just calmly respond. Yes, sometime back you'll just fought, but still at this time also you can calmly respond, because it's that energy that is still there. And then sometimes these energies will not go for some time, especially when you have piled up a lot of these energies and you have not handled it like this. It will be there in installments. It will keep coming out, coming out, coming out. And then you may have thought, oh yeah, 2 times I've already done it, right? Third time it will be okay. No, third time you might have again jump back and then shout at that person. Okay. So like this, you just have to be mindful about constantly applying these kinds of things. The idea is not to hate bad feelings, but to deliberately choose good feelings and choose them more often. When you resist a bad feeling, they increase. Anything that resists, anything that you resisting means trying to control, trying to think that I can make it go away. Okay. That is what is called resist. There is a like or a dislike attached to something, or there's an expectation that things have to go in a certain way, and you are trying to control it. Okay, that is called whatever this resisting. The more you don't want bad feelings, the more you increase them. The more you resist anything in your life, the more you bring it on to you. So don't care about bad feelings if they come upon you. Don't resist them at all. And then you take all the power out of them. So points of power. Every person is surrounded by a magnetic field. Wherever you go, the magnetic field goes with you, obviously, right? So I constantly tell this. Let's say you have a bad company boss or something, and you sort of blamed the boss. You did that, and you did not like to be in the company, and then you ran away to some other company. There also you will obviously find similar examples, similar experiences, because what went to the next company? Your magnetic field that attracted the previous company's experience. The same magnetic field will attract the same experience in the next company and the next company and the next company, unless you change the way your magnetic field is attracting or behaving. So you attract everything through the magnetism of your field. Your feelings determine whether your field is positive or negative at any time. Every single time you give love through your feelings, words, or actions, you add more love to the field around you. The more love in your field, the more power you have to attract the things you love. So it's always about giving. It's never about taking. If you have to take, then you should have already given that before. Without giving, there is no taking. That it's first it's the investment, then is the return. Imagine what you want as the size of a dot. For the force of love, what you want is smaller than a dot. Okay. So always believe that anything can come into your life, provided you are in the state of receiving it. State of receiving means high energy place. High energy place means being in gratitude, being in love, whatever it is. Even in a very challenging situation, which is why we say even in challenging situation, try to get to a positive frequency. Try to be, you see, even in challenging situations, there is obviously panic and this and that and all that. So at that time also, when you're in the state of acceptance, acceptance will help you to get to surrender. Surrender will help you to automatically get into a higher state of frequency, because there is cosmic energy is going to constantly keep flowing through you if there is no resistance. Only when there is resistance, the electricity flow stops. If there is no resistance, electricity is going to continue to flow. That's the law. That is electricity, right? So if you want more and more energy to flow through you, you need to be in the least resistance as possible. The zero. So surrender is a point of zero resistance, because you have just allowed the universe to give you whatever is best for you. Right? You're not saying, I don't like this, I like this, those kinds of things are not there. You're just saying, okay, it's okay, I'm open. You surprise me kind of thing. So you do not have to turn the negative into positive. Okay, very important. See, they're telling you do not have to turn the negative into positive, because you're just running from one pole to the other pole. That's all. Just give love for whatever you want, because the creation of what you want replaces the negativity. That state of by being in a good feeling about what you want, even in a state of challenge at the time, and by getting to a good feeling at the time, replaces the negativity. So here you did not try to avoid the negativity. You just replaced it with, at the same time, you're just being happy about whatever state you are already in, because you just expressed one desire and then now you are continuing to stay in the state of receiving mode. Again and again, why did it not come, this, that? You're not thinking like that. Spend 7 minutes each day imagining and feeling, having what you want. Do it until you know your desire belongs to you, as you know your name belongs to you. So this is concentrated manifestation. So basically, imagining and feeling about some particular desire that you want. Okay, so that is one option that you can think. So the way you can do it is close your eyes and then you can think about anything in terms of visualization or imagining. Even you can write about it, either way. So focus on anything that you have in terms of a desire, and then spend 7 minutes on that desire. And then the more and more you keep doing these 7 minutes for the same desire, more and more energy gets added to that particular desire. So this is, as per this chapter, pointed manifestation. There is only one force in life, and that force is love. You are either feeling good because you are full of love, or you're feeling bad because you're empty of love. But all of your feelings are degrees of love. To lighten up about bad feelings, imagine bad feelings as wild horses you climb on. If you climbed on them, you can climb off them too. You can choose to get off the horse as fast as you jumped on it. So don't give the power to that negative. If you don't give power, if you don't giving power means you're not reacting and responding to the power. You're just being there. Yes, you're angry, right? The reason is still in your head. So you just be there. You're not reacting or responding. Like how I said, right? There, even when some temptation is there, I'm just Temptation is there. I'm not going trying to eat and making the temptation go away. And neither am I feeling miserable. Oh, I can't take it. I can't take it. I'm not saying that also. I'm just being there. And I'm just watching my temptation. My focus is not on addressing the temptation. My focus is just what else will this temptation do? Let me see. The focus has changed. Change what you give, and you will always, without expectation, change what you receive, because that is the law of attraction. That is the force law of love. Okay, so we will just do the daily secret, daily teachings now. I think 27 has already been done. We'll do 28 and 29. To create your tomorrow, go over your day tonight. Okay, when you are in bed, just before you fall asleep, feel gratitude for the good moments. If there was something that you wanted to happen differently, replay it in your mind the way you wanted it to go. As if, as you fall asleep, say, I will deeply sleep and wake up full of energy. Tomorrow is going to be the most beautiful day of my life. So, for example, let's say you have fought with somebody or something happened where you felt that it could have gone a little differently. Then you can imagine, or you can see that in your mind happening differently, feel happy about it and sleep off. Say your gratitude, do your magic rock and sleep off. So see, physically happening, registered in your head as in a certain way. So change the way the registration happened by re-registering it, is what they're saying. Because when you are asleep, the subconscious mind is going to work on many of these things that happened in the day. So before you sleep, don't sleep with a bad feeling. Don't sleep with lots of things happening inside your mind. Sleep with a very calm and positive mindset. Okay, so that is why we do the magic rock. Think about all the best great things that I was grateful for. All of that we do because of the magic rock. When it comes to love relationships, often people think that they want a particular person. But if you think about it deeply, it is not the particular person they want. They want is to be blissfully happy with the perfect person. Yet still they try to tell the universe who that person is. If the universe isn't delivering, then the message from the universe is loud and clear. I just checked 20 years ahead, and the bliss and happiness you deserve will not happen in this relationship. Why is it that we think we know more than the one who can see everything? Okay, that's a valid question. Like today I was thinking, today that I saw a quote.
Smita, I did not understand. Please explain.
Yeah, I'm still yet to explain. So there was a client who like 2018 or something like that, I think. So at that time, she was in love with somebody in the office. She was not married and all at that time. So she was in love with somebody in the office, and she was due for marriage and nothing was coming up. And she didn't know whether that guy was in love with her or not, but she liked that person. So she was saying, how do I get him to marry me, kind of thing. I said, we don't know if that is the right person for you. What do you like in a husband? Who do you want to get up with every single, what kind of person do you want to get up with every single day of your life? So then she sort of started thinking about the husband, how he should be, and rather what she, first of all, she didn't know what she wanted, right? So she likes that person maybe because of certain qualities that he expresses out. So instead of thinking about that particular person, think about the qualities that you really like. Think about the qualities that you don't like, whatever it is. Just see that in a physical person without a face or whatever it is. And then just have that desire and continue to feel good about it. That's all. Feeling good is called receiving. Okay. So, but let's say that particular office guy did not love her, or that did not click, then it just means that he was not a right match for them. So what is the universe saying? That, oh yeah, 20 years down the lane, I checked that maybe there is a problem between you guys, and it is not going to match your desire to be in a very happy marriage all life. It is not going to happen, which is why exactly that did not click at all in the first place. So what Rhonda is trying to say is, why is it that we think we know more than the universe? So why can't we trust the universe? So, which is what I was coming to tell, that I saw a post where I think in Chef at Large, or there is one Facebook group. So in that there was a girl, there was a lady who showed a peanut. In that peanut, there were 3 or 4 peanuts. Peanut shell, there were 3 or 4 peanuts neatly arranged. So she was saying, why is it that we think we know more? Why is it that we think we can understand things far more better than the person who has arranged these peanuts inside a shell without even touching the shell, right from the time the seed was sowed inside the soil? It is very powerful, right? It is very powerful to understand that there is an unseen force which is making every single thing that is happening in the world, and you are a part of that. Why is it that you think that you have to run your life, and that intelligence will not run you? It will think about the peanut, it will think about a dog, it will think about the cat, it will think about maybe somebody else's life, maybe the plant and the leaves and all of those things, but it won't think about you. Why? You are very special, you are a very intelligent person, and the universe thinks that, oh, she doesn't really deserve spoon feeding or hand holding or something. She will manage her own life, she will fix her life, she will heal her life. So why is it that we don't trust? Why? So this is what is called, why can't you surrender? When does surrendering come? Genuinely, it comes only when you trust, only when you have faith. So like recently, when my daughter was saying what is her version of trust, she says that she doesn't say, God, I'm surrendering, all that like the way I do, she doesn't do. So she was saying that she just believes that the person who's running the entire show, and she's a part of the show, will also run her show also, right? Will run her part of the play also. So like that, it's a belief. It's a belief that I'm a part of this entire equation, and I will also be managed. I'm not special. So when that happens, then that belief will come, trust will come, and willingness to accept whatever is going to follow will also come. Okay, so we will stop here. We'll do 30. We'll do 30. I think it's like a round figure. Planet Earth and humanity needs you. They need you, and that is why you are here. Okay, very important. Okay, planet Earth and humanity needs you. They need you, and that is why you are here. So we really don't understand, why am I here? What is my role? I think in one of the classes I was telling, right, that there were so many in Earth wanted to go.
Future.
Please mute yourself. So Earth wanted to experience. See, Earth as a soul was in a very, very higher dimension. Okay, very, very like light energy kind of thing. And then she just wanted to experience physicality. So, and she invited people to help her. She invited other souls, or whatever you can say, other light energies to help her. And then she got a physical earth body. And of course, she has a light energy, like we have our soul, right? So she also has that light energy connection. Her physical earth Earth's energy is also there, like how we have ours. Then we have other souls who participated with her in this entire equation. So in this whole thing, everybody had their own free will and all of that. But because of the free will, see, if you look at a community structuring and all that, there is religion, right? Why did all this religion happen? To bring structure to this madness. When the past, they thought that if everybody does whatever they want to do, then there won't be a structure, and everybody will be in disturbance because people forgot about each other. So that is why they brought religion into this whole equation, to bind people in rules. So like that, So if you have to understand many of these things, religion is not bad as long as you understand how and what to interpret it. So like that only, many of these souls also have their free will. Okay. So in this free will,
Smita, sorry, will you please repeat? Earth wanted so many souls to help her for that.
you can just tell that, let's say I wanted to go on a trekking experiment. Okay, I wanted to go on a trekking expedition. Okay, let's say I want to go on a trekking. Now what I will do, it's not fun to go alone on a trekking. I will send out a message to all my friends saying, hey, who wants to come on a trek with me? Okay, like that. Okay, that is what happened. So many people came and everybody is experiencing humanity and earth, and because these to experience third dimensional physicality, that physicalness, right? It takes some amount of it takes lesser divinity, you can say, less light. So if you descend down to a level, there is less light. Why are we trying to improve ourselves? Why are we trying to do spirituality? All that is to bring more light into us, isn't it? What did we say? Wherever there is darkness, you can't remove darkness. You can only bring more light inside you. So which is what we are all trying to do. We are trying to bring more light inside us. So we at one point, we all shifted to a point where we could not connect to enough light, and we had to live without enough light, like let's say 10 candle bulb, because there was it could our total soul energy, or whatever you can say, that light energy, us, we could not connect to this physical body for this earthly experience to a large level. So that is what we got. So fine, now what are we trying to do? We are trying to bring more light into our life by doing this, that, and all of those things. So what they are trying to say is, hey, because of you, earth is also going to get more light into her, because we are a sum total, right? There are so many people on earth, animals, birds, plants, everybody is there on earth. So on earth, whatever happens is because of us. If a tsunami happens, if a volcano happens and all that, because we gave a lot of bad energies as a collective humanity, we've given out bad energies here and there, and that earth is eliminating through tsunamis and volcanoes and earthquakes and those kinds of, that is her way of eliminating from her own physical body, because she's a earth, she's a planet. So humanity needs you, which means we need to help each other by helping each other uh, uh, by being ourselves, being the joyful people. See, why are we doing power? Why are we doing this magic class? So that we can bring that awareness that you are beyond what you are. You are not just this limited personality. Get out of this limited personality thinking and understand that you can be a much what do you say, you can connect more to your light, and then get more of understanding of what you need to do and those kinds of things. So earth needs you, humanity needs you, and you are not a spare part. Everybody needs you, and that is why you are here, because you volunteered to be here and be a part of this experiment or this trekking experiment. Okay, so you are not here by chance. You are here with full awareness. You are exactly here because you wanted to be here, and all the experiences that you are going through, you very well knew that you will go through these kinds of things, because as a soul, before you came here into this physical body, you were 100% a divine soul, which means you can see past, you can see future, you can see present, you can see everything. You are in full awareness. So irrespective of that, you chose this body, you chose all these experiences, means without that experience, you won't be able to connect to your light. That experience is going to help you connect to your light, provided you learn from that experience. Otherwise, if you just get caught up in that experience, then it's not going to help you. You will keep getting caught up in that experience. Because for your personality, maybe you need that experience only to help you learn some quality. For example, if you need a certain experience in your life to learn surrender, or you need a certain experience in your life to learn bravery. You need a certain experience in your life to learn leadership. Maybe some need lesser of that experience. Strength of that severity of the experience will be less for some people. The severity will be more for some people because you are a tough nut to crack. Some people are not tough nuts. It's your personality. So if you as a personality need that kind of experience, you've got it. You have attracted it to you. You designed it for you. So don't think you are a spare part. Everything that is happening in your life is necessary for you to grow from. So be mindful of that is what this day 30 is teaching. So now we will stop and take questions. Any questions so far?
Smita, so beautiful class session today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Desperately needed that.
Smita, I have a question.
Asha?
So you said that the universe looks at 20 years ahead and says that
No, that was, I think, more of a, what do you say? It is not about, don't look at that number. It was just about saying it knows, it's like a helicopter. It can understand better than you can.
yeah. But then what is the thing when they say that the future is not yet created?
Correct. Future is not created at all. You create your future. So it just means that there are thousands of possibilities. So to attract the best possibility, you just have to be in the present, because present is what attracts that possibility that is best for you. So you be your best in the present and allow the what is that system to decide what should come to you. You don't control the system, is what they're saying.
But isn't it that the system is not actually deciding, it's just automatically happening, right? It's all
Yes.
automated. So based on the frequency you are in and all the countless probabilities which have already been created, the universe just gives you what you want.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, here universe gives you attract whatever we say. We are just putting ourselves in the mode of receiving the best. Because when we are not in resistance, let's say we are in 5% resistance, then that 5%, that to that extent only we are getting the outcome. If we are in 100% resistance, then we will get the worst possible outcome. If we are in 0 resistance, we'll probably get the best possible outcome.
So how do I know whether I'm in resistance? It is only based on how I'm feeling.
When you are in resistance, you will basically try to control things. You are trying to control some part of that outcome. You are trying to sway towards. So what is it called? I don't know, what was that word? I'll try to look for that word. Basically, you're trying to sway towards a certain like or a dislike. You are not saying that I'm ready for
lady
everything.
who was interested in a particular person, that is resistance. Right?
If I say yes, that is resistance only. If you in any case, when you're doing manifestations for I want this, I want that, you are basically just limiting yourself to your mental. When we think something from our mind and say, I think I know the best, and I try to create from my knowing, my mental knowing, which is again a mind, which is a limited mind. We will still create because we are creators. But what the New Age authors teach is, they are saying that you create from a state of receiving, which means you create from, you be in the state of receiving. You focus on yourself and get the best possible outcome. Because through your mind, you can only think, foresee 2 outcomes. And then you think that is the best for me. So here also, you are in the state of resistance only. Like I said, no, 5% resistance, 10% resistance, or 0% resistance. So when I say I want that outcome only, I can definitely get that outcome through manifestation, which is that X percentage of outcome. X percentage of resistance. But yeah, like I said, some people may not be able to go to zero resistance until they practice 10, 15 and realize that, oh, actually, when I do this, I did not factor these kinds of possibilities. Because you have a limited mind. I always give this classic example, right? You wanted a bungalow and then you got a bungalow because you manifested a bungalow. Then after getting a bungalow, you don't have a habit of living in the bungalow. You were living in the hut before. So now after getting a bungalow, you don't know how to manage a bungalow. Dusting has to be done. So you have to hire maids, and then you don't have money for the maids. Now, where will you go get money? Again, you manifest for the money. Let's say you manifested for the money. Money also came, but you don't know how much to manifest, how much the workers will need, how much the furnishing of the bungalow will need. So there are so many possibilities that you have not thought because you have a limitation. So what we are saying is that is also one possibility, but the better way of handling life is to be in the state of allowing, be in the state of zero resistance. So that way, let the best come through because you are allowing, you are in the state of receiving. Because the universe is anyway going to give you whatever you want based on your state of presence of mind or whatever you want to call it. Was I getting through?
Yeah. Thanks. Thanks,
So,
Smita.
so Smita, like for any situation, what would be the best way to do, just to accept it and just allow it and be thankful for the present situation?
Yeah. When you're thankful for the present situation, you're not trying to make it go away. You're not trying to control it. You're not trying to think that I know better, trying to sway things towards what I like. So all that will come only through practice because there is so much of subtlety in the way, in every situation. Sometimes we can follow, sometimes we may not follow because we won't even realize we are not following.
So
Smita,
in that moment, instead of shifting our thought towards the positivity, better to be grateful for the present situation, right?
Yeah, better to be grateful for the present situation. One more way of looking at it is how, see, like I said, no, acceptance is a way of what do you say, allowing things. Another way to look at it is by just sending a question to the universe, which I think I was telling you today. Just sending a
Yes.
question. What if? I mean, what are the possible? There are so many infinite possibilities, right? What are the odds, or what kind of out of the infinite possibilities? What is how nice it would be if you're not putting any boundaries. You're just saying how nice it would be that I can actually get the best state of health. You're just asking that question. And whenever you
Okay.
ask a question, answer has to come. Answer has to come. So that answer will be rearranged to give you that. And that is also a form of surrender. You're not saying, I want my health by eating fruits. I want my health by XYZ. I want my health by listening to music. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying, and God knows what is health. We don't know what is the definition of health also, because that is also a limited perception. If you look at so many people, they are taking pills also and they think they are healthy. Okay. And many people, we think that, okay, I'm maybe having cold, I'm healthy, I'm not healthy. So there are so many definitions of healthy, not healthy. So that is also a limited state of mind. So what we should say, basically, what are we saying? I'm joyful and peaceful and happy all the time. So that is obviously, I can be healthy and be happy. I can be not healthy also and be happy. But if I'm happy, then that health or not health will not bother me. Because which is what we are trying to be healthy, right? To be happy.
Right.
So we should see, we are not trained to think like this. So slowly, we should try to apply these concepts. See, I'm also a learner. Okay, I am also trying to apply. Like, for example, surrender. I've been practicing for quite some time. for situations. Not for some situations I do. For some situations I think I'm already in control of, I don't do. But off late, I'm trying to see how can I just be in surrender all the time, which means I'm in the state of acceptance all the time. So because I'm thinking in that direction, more and more information is coming to me either through articles or through books or things like that. So I'm seeing those kinds of things and I'm applying that into my life more and more.
Smita, for me, all other areas, I feel like I have been working very nicely in the relationships of my family, everybody, touch wood. But for the health, little bit difficulties are coming.
Let's say if
always
your
try
health
to.
is fixed right now, let's say I'll do a magic wand like this, your health is absolutely fixed. But where will that lack of learning, in some area you have to pick, which area will you pick?
Surrender.
No, I'm asking if you have not learned in the area of health, but I fixed your health. I'm God, I fixed your health. Which area do you want now? That's something you have not learned. Now, which area will you pick? I'm going to ask you, what will you say? You can only pick relationships, finance, something, whatever.
Yes.
You have to pick some area, to learn. Which is what Earth is for, school. So here you cannot say, I will not learn in this, I will learn in that field. See, even if something happens to your pinky finger, your pinky finger only will give you a lot of problem. Every single part of your body is very precious. Even if one nail also is half broken, it will make your life miserable. So that is what your entire life is. Every single area of your life is very important. You can't say, I can deal with that problems in that part of my life, but I cannot deal with health. There also it will become miserable only. There also you can't handle. So what is it that we have to do? Learn to handle. Because wherever it comes, you will have the same problem. You can't escape some of these things. You have to stay and learn. That's what they're saying, no? Acceptance. You can't run away from these things. Trust me, even suicide will not take away from these problems. I mean, there are people who have tried suicide also, right? To get away from those problems. They'll end up going in a similar miserable life because they have not learned. See, it's not about, again, where are we going to pick up these habits? In what situation will you pick up this habit? When everything is great? No. Why was I able to apply surrender to a vacation? Because I've applied surrender in very critical situations of my life and I've seen that working. Now there is no critical situation. I'll keep applying surrender wherever I want. But can I truly apply surrender and learn for the first time and for vacation? I will not even be able to recognize anywhere. I'll be in absolute control of everything. See, that practice has to come, and which is why they are saying contrasts are very important in your life. You'll be serious about learning only when you have challenges. And we need to remove the mindset that you should not have challenges. Yes, it's necessary. Like I said, pinky finger is also challenging only. Like somebody can say, oh, I had a fracture in my foot. And somebody else will say, I have a fracture in my hand. And both will talk about problems, saying that is the worst thing that they can have. Like people who don't have hand, they can say, oh, I couldn't even wear my own undergarments. I couldn't even comb. I couldn't eat. For everything, I have to depend on somebody. Then the leg guy will say, I could not even walk a step. For everything, I had to depend on people to lift me or do something to me. Everything is difficult if we think in that direction. So we are saying that you don't think in that direction only. Just accept that this is the way it is. Then you will be able to so first acceptance has to come. Then only you will learn, ideas will come. Otherwise, ideas will not come because you're in resistance. You don't want any solution. You're just trying to stop the flow of water in that direction. So can't help it. You have to cross that ocean like that only.
Okay, when the mind is calm, then only we should do a manifestation like the recorded imagination. Otherwise, just acceptance, be in the present situation.
I mean, I don't know. I am not usually, I don't really do the imagination thing. Like recently I was learning, this was my recent experience. Like I was imagining, trying to do certain things, like in certain things where it doesn't really bother me. I try to do manifestations also. But every time I try to do manifestation, something comes up to override my thinking and give me some other better way. And then again, that also will turn off to surrender on. I'll give you an example. I've been trying to manifest selling of some equipments in our house. Okay, it's happening. Okay, it still has not materialized. But something else that really came up recently is to help me understand that every single equipment also has consciousness. We think we know better. We know better. For example, let's say there's a car. Okay, that car wants to. It thinks that I'm done with your. I'm done with you. I want to go. Apparently, that also has that kind of a wish. Okay, every non-living also has that kind of wish. It also has a certain life and all of those things apparently. And the non-living thing, if you're able to tell the non-living thing, find a buyer for yourself. That apparently happens in a better way because you're giving control to that universal consciousness. You have limitation, but that is connected to universal consciousness, right? It is connected to a part, that whole energy system, that object, because it's not having ego and all. So it will be able to find buyers better is what I heard, what I read. Every object has its own consciousness. So understood. So there's so much of depth even in surrender, where you energy plays a huge role in this whole system. And I was reading about this thing, right? So a car wanted to sell itself, get out of this owner's house. So and the engine was not working properly, and he loved the car. He didn't want to sell the car. So then they went to a mechanic shop, and the mechanic said, "Oh, the car is really old. You need to sell it off." And he said, "No, I love this car. You fix the car." And they were not able to properly fix the car. It was constantly giving problems. Then he understood this concept, and then he felt that, okay, maybe the car has to sell itself or whatever. Then he said, okay, fine, I'm going to sell the car. And he said, I'm open to anybody coming to sell the car, take the car. And then that's when he said, okay, universe, whatever, let any person who matches this car frequency or whatever, let them come and buy the car. I'm an open kind of, I'm open. Let them come and open. So, and he was also able to tell the car, hey car, if you find somebody who's like good for you, you can go. I'm open. I'm not in resistance that you need to be here type. And somebody came, and some young guy came, and then he loved the car. And this guy said, hey, the engine is not okay. It's okay if you want to take it. Are you okay to want to take it or whatever? Then he went and got it checked with his driver, with his mechanic. They said there is no problem with the car. There is no engine problem with the car at all. And then it was actually doing a very good job. These are all magics, okay, that happens. And of late, I've been reading many things like this. So where the universe has a lot of things in its flavors, possibilities, and all of those things, but we don't know all that. Just because now I'm trying to go into zero resistance and how I can just allow myself and all that, I'm basically getting these kind of notes or articles or whatever it is that I'm like posts on Facebook, wherever I'm getting these kinds of things. But if I was not open, why did it not come before? Why is it coming now? Because now I'm in the frequency of those messages. Like this, God knows how much of layers are there to the universe. So only when we understand all that, it will work. But what about us? What if I have to sell the car? What will I think? Oh, I have to go and take this to a seconds shop. And whatever money they give, that is what I can do, or I can put it on Facebook Marketplace or wherever they sell those things. I can have to put it on those places, and then if somebody comes, then they will buy, otherwise they'll not buy. So there are so many limitations to what we think. So I always, of late, I'm feeling that I need to find out more and more flavors of being more surrendered, practice more surrender, have different types of surrenders, right? Different ways to surrender, different ways to be in zero resistance. Yeah, it's nice to experience all that. That is also one fun game.
Smita, I want to ask, it means we should not desire or want anything. Like you give the example of the hut, a lady has hut and he wants to go in the bungalow. So she should not desire a bungalow, so it means she should live in that hut only the whole life.
No. What I'm trying to say is you can desire a bungalow. You can desire a great house for yourself. But you don't try to control how it comes to you and things like that. So even if you have to desire a big house or whatever, you can just start feeling gratitude for the current house. And then just be in great feeling about the current house itself. Then obviously you'll get a better house because you're in the state of receiving for a better house. Like, for example, somebody was saying that they were trying to manifest a business class. Okay, again, I mean, they were trying all possible, like all the steps to manifestation. They could not get the business class. And then they thought through, why is it that I'm not getting a business class upgrade? Then they thought through and they decided that, oh, what did I actually want in a business class? I wanted better space, leg room, and maybe some extra orange juice or something. So they started to think, what is it that I actually want in a business class? Then as they listed out that, then they started feeling grateful for the economy class itself, for whatever economy class was giving them. For example, they said, okay, fine, yeah, I have maybe my friend who is accompanying me, and I have a great book to read in my flight journey, and I'm sure I'm going to be very happy. So once they came to that mindset, what happened was they got the economy class seat, and they had some people who had to come, rather there were seats next to them which were not occupied at all, which means nobody bought those tickets at all. So which means they also had a lot of leg room there. In the front, they got a seat where they did not, the people were not there, so they were able to move some, I don't know what they were, they said they had more leg room. So like this, what you want, we can come to you in any way. You don't have to put that restriction that it has to be in a bungalow. You can get what you want wherever you are. So I'm saying, try to see whether you are in limited mindset, trying to play with your limited mind, or are you trying to play with a abundant mind? Are you manifesting in the state of abundance? Are you manifesting in the state of lack? It comes only with practice. So you can experiment. There is nothing wrong with any of these things, which is why there is all kinds of tools in these secret books. It is there for a person who will surrender. It is there for a person who has already practiced surrender multiple times. It is there for a person who's seeing manifestation for the first time. So you can apply whatever you think you are comfortable with. There's nothing wrong, because in every experience you are learning something or the other.
Did you ask Smita? Watch The Secret.
Huh, what?
You said many examples are given in that according to your level.
In the secret series that we are doing, no, magic
Acha,
book, power
whole
book, and
series.
all of those things.
Okay.
So many things, so many topics are given, right? Sometimes she talks about surrender, sometimes she talks about specific manifestations.
This power is related to surrender.
There are, I mean, see what the way I've seen as a pattern is, she started with secret, which is specific law of attraction. And she was in the state, so gratitude and all that. She was manifesting specifically whatever she wanted. Then through visualizations and all of that. Slowly, she got to a state of just being in zero resistance, which means just being in the state of allowing, because she started, it's just a higher form of consciousness. She went to that state. So which means, as you see, her subsequent books are like that.
Okay.
The Greater Secret. There is one more book called The Greatest Secret. Secret, the greatest secret. That is also having a lot of surrender in it, which means she talks only about the concept of God, that universe and those kinds of things.
Smita, one more question. You said that whatever is happening, allow it and accept it. Like you said, if a person bombard you with a anger, and then you again bombard it with anger, then it means you are shifting from one wild horse to another wild horse. But generally, what happens when one person bombard with anger, the opposite person at that time not in the respond mood, he is generally in the reacting mood. So what you mean ki agar person is bombarding at that time, if I am also angry, then at that situation, what should I do?
Who wants betterment in their life? They have to act.
So it means
Why
I
don't
allow that
yes,
anger.
you allowed that emotion to hit you and make you reactive. So what if they are angry? You can be calm, no? If you want to respond in a similar way, then you are also on the same horse. So like that, you have to practice puja. It is not like there is no straightforward answer to this whole thing. In every situation, you have to learn how to apply that.
And
These
Smita,
are all
one more
knowledge.
question
How
ki
you
when
apply that knowledge, that application of knowledge is only going to take you forward. No knowledge in the world, including what Smita is telling also, may not take you forward. Only what you get in your head with that presence of mind at that time, and you feel like applying it, and then you apply it 100% or 50% or 10%, that much you'll learn. Next time again you'll apply. Next time again you'll apply. Next time again you'll apply. Whole life we are basically applying only and learning.
Okay, thank you, Smita. And Smita, one more thing, just sometimes anger also comes due to the past suppression emotions.
Anger comes because you have a certain expectation, and you think that when it doesn't come, you are just yeah, it is majorly because of an expectation of a certain outcome, and it has become anger because you have suppressed it for a very long time. Initially you were irritated, after that you got frustrated and all of that, and then later on that energy piled up, and then you're now throwing it out. Many
Okay,
people don't even throw out, now you're throwing it out. Yeah, see, it is not wrong to be angry, but it is good to learn how to also learn while you are angry, like how to convert that also to an opportunity. Otherwise it's a waste. No, anger coming is a big waste. Now somebody gave you anger so that you can learn from that anger. Maybe like we were saying, anger is there, but sit through that anger, be with that anger, let that angry be, because you're judging somebody and all of those things. Let that be for some time. Then you can always, instead of shouting back at them or instead of suppressing and all of that, you can basically still be in a very calm state. It takes practice. Like I said, it is not going to be easy to just apply theory. It comes with practice. Whatever you feel at that time, you do. Next time you'll feel like doing something else. Only when you do start, only now you will know what to do next. There is no right or wrong. What you feel like doing, you do at that time. And see, reflect back on what you did. Okay, Rakesh?
Yeah, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Yeah, I was just applying today's class, what you are saying yesterday. That was like before hearing. Thing is, like, I was having some manpower requirement, and there was some labor issue at site while working. So the labor contractor was not providing the enough data, and when he's providing, he is giving us false data actually. So I had to shout at him from past 2 days, and he is actually not tolerating, and I am also resisting him. And last evening we had a very hot discussion. So basing on that, he just told us that he will be not able to provide the manpower, and he will be not working with us. So I was pretty angry, and last night I was just in a very frustrated mood. and I was just thinking how to solve the issue. And in the morning, in the daily routine, I just woke up and offered gratitude, and I went to the park, and normal my routine has started. But something is running in my mind. So what is the? I mean, what I can do, what I can do, what I can do is the best thing. What I can do. So I just thought of surrendering myself. I was just feeling. I mean, I'm saying sorry to universe. So something has happened very unconsciously, and please trust me, I want to just sort out something that is feasible. So he didn't pick up in the morning after saying that this also. So in the afternoon also, just before coming to office, I was just in total surrender, whatever the outcome it has to. So I'm just being in sync with whatever that is going to happen. I'll be definitely going to stay calm, and let me at least first communicate with him. See, all this I am doing with my, I mean, just my inner voice, whatever it is suggesting, and I'm just trying to experience this, like what you are saying. I'm in total constant, like frustration, and then deep, whatever you are saying,
Surrender,
angry and
huh.
everything. And after that, I just like now it has come to a calm state where I can speak with him and communicate in a proper way what I am thinking and what it has to happen. So I just came with a conclusion after, I mean, when I just came to office, I was just looking at the phone. By the time already once he has called me. So I just called him and I just told him, okay, see, this is the thing that has happened. You have given me false data. So basing on this, I can't go with it, because I mean, money is money for you and even for me also. So let us come to a deal. I'm not trying to negotiate you, but even we are in a loss state. So I will be definitely offering you a better deal. So I will give you only 50% of what you have claimed. That also I will not deduct immediately. So you can take some time. Then he understood my situation. He also calmed down. He came to a calm down state. He understood and he agreed for it. And he just asked me, sir, I can't bear all this once. You can deduct that in 2-part installments or something. That's fine. Even then, I was just blessing him and I'm just throwing gratitude at him. And I just thanked him and I just closed the deal in the afternoon. So I mean, this is like something what I wanted to tell, because we can't say this is the experience that will happen with everyone. Like you are saying, everyone has different experience, and we need to deal personally with whatever the I mean, learning what
knowledge
we
we
have.
keep getting at that time.
Yeah. So but being in surrender is definitely making out something that we never, I mean, thought of also.
Yeah.
And there will be some instances where I usually feel I am great, or I or ego will be coming into mind. Like what you said is true. We need to apply some intelligence, and we need to even balance ourselves. Okay, we are a small human being in front of the total nature or the total universe, and we have to take forward the things, is what I am believing nowadays, ma'am.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's very
So
important.
Smita, how can we, how can we come into that surrender mode? Yes, always try to,
Without
but
without practice, how much ever I keep giving you examples, it will not work. When that problem happens, no, you have to practice it.
okay.
You have to say, I want to surrender. I want to surrender. How do I surrender? What is the meaning of surrender? What is the definition of surrender? Oh, I have to be ready for all outcomes, and I should not.
We know, I know, but
You know, but then you have to try, you have to put that to practice. You need to put that faith in the system.
For me, I believe like being a human being completely, like understanding other human being with the same perspective, understanding other living being with the same perspective, being in just sync with nature is what I am trying to get that meaning, ma'am. Whenever I am able to communicate with other thing heartfully or unconditionally, the result what I am getting is tremendous, and we are not even able to judge what that is going to happen also sometimes.
See, because
So
your intention is very good.
Yeah. So
each
that
one
not
has a way of figuring out what works for me. See, this is Rakesh is also very new to all these things, and he has also gone through very, very severe health crisis. So, and he has applied surrender in all these health crises, which is why he is able to apply it in his work now. So how, and he put that faith and trust in something, and he tried it. So you need to try. Without trying, it's impossible for anybody to learn anything. You should be willing to lose something also. If you're not willing to lose something, you will not be able to get that concept of surrender. Losing, gaining, everything is okay for me. That state you have to come. Then only you will be willing to get to, then only you will get you get to see the magic. If you always have preferences, you will never be able to see these kinds of things. You should get out of that preference. I want this, I like this, all that has to get out. Then what comes is a very, very good thing. Growth is faster if you are able to get to, if you're in the state of allowing the universe to take over and give you anything, and then you're okay because you're trusting the universe more. No, yeah, universe knows better, rather that system knows better. So I'll be only in the state of receiving, that's all. I'll be in the state of that calmness. The other way can be, in Rakesh's case, what are the possibilities in which I'm going to get all these labors in a at a very good deal, and also quality labor at a very good deal? What are the possibilities? How can things come together to make that happen? Something like that. If you are able to frame the question, just imagine that somewhere it is there. Somewhere that possibility is there. You're just asking a question. What are the things that have to come together? How would it be? You're just asking a question. What would it take for the best quality labor to come to me at a very good deal? You're just putting a question. You don't know the answer. You're just asking a question and you're just leaving it. Someday, because you're in the state of surrender, allowing, and all those kinds of things, which means there is nobody in the path of that different possibility is trying to now come to you, but there is nobody to stop it because you are in the state of allowing. So then it will come off to you very fast. But if you are in the state of resistance, you are shouting at somebody, you are doing this, then that stop, it will stop and come to you. So that is why they say, if you forget about that question, but you just be mindful about your way of living, and then things will happen, is what is surrender going to tell you. Okay, last question, Bindu.
Yes, Smita. Thank you very much. A beautiful session. What I want to know is when we do surrender for a health, anything related to health. So when we are doing surrender, do we stop our treatment or something like that?
No, that is limitation. No, that is again controlling. No.
What?
If you stop, if you do something else, and that is controlling. When we are in the state of receiving, it means that it's your mind. Your mind should be willing for anything. Anything is good for me, kind of thing.
Okay.
You're not putting preferences. You do whatever you want to do, but you believe that everything that is coming to me is for my best.
Okay. Okay. Whatever, as you asked, Munmun, if you are asking the best health, then where else you are going to learn? So this is the situation where we are learning. So the universe knows how long we have to be in this journey of learning in this environment, and then we will be maybe whatever it is, it will happen. That's all. So this is how you mean surrender, just
how long you will take to learn that, who knows?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, we never know. It can take this lifetime also, and we can carry over to the next lifetime also, or within 2 days we will learn. That time period we'll never know.
Yeah, like I know someone who has who's in a very bad state of health, but who's in a very good peace of mind and that kind of state.
Mhm.
So, I mean, looking at them only, I was actually, that idea about zero resistance came to me in
Okay.
many ways. Surrender, I understood, but then that was like a case I was just observing and thinking, oh my God, what is actually happening here? What is, so that is a case of zero resistance. Whether it is right or wrong, who knows? But I'm just saying that is what it is. They have children to take care. They have a health issue. They are not doing anything what they believe they are doing. But the mind is calm. The mind is at state of rest. That is probably their way of surrender. But I was just trying to observe things. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, chalo, take care. Thank you so much for joining. People who left also. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
joining.
Smita, for such a great knowledge. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Smita. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Pooja.
you,
Thank you,
Smita.
everyone. Thank you. Thank you
Thank you so
so much.
much.
Take care. Bye.